It's a beautiful Sunday morning. The time changed last night, so we're now on standard time. So the sun's feels like it's an hour ahead of where we, or behind, I guess. That's really the best way to say that. Yeah, so time, and we're back on standard time, which means that we set the clocks back last night. So it's like today at whatever time it is now, 10:30 or something in the morning. It feels like yesterday where the sun was at 11:30. So the sun, it feels like it's up earlier. We just changed the time. We didn't really change the sun. And then it'll be dark earlier. So we'll have a little more sunlight, an hour more sunlight in the morning than we had yesterday. And we'll have an hour less sunlight in the afternoon. So it'll be getting sunset at like 5 o'clock or about 5:05 or something like that today. So yesterday I went for a run and in the evening, and I got started on my run at about like 5:15, and when I finished it was dark out, but today if I did the same thing I'd have to start at like 4:15 in order to not be in the dark for too long. So time, we just adjust the clock. We don't adjust the universe, just the clock. Although there's probably some sort of interesting theory. I bet somebody out there has talked about the difference between changing the measurement of time versus changing time. That in the quantum mechanical field of study, there's some interesting theories on the effects of measuring time versus whether or not time itself can change. But I know this, that you are on a path of time, of a timeline in your life, just like everybody else. And the earlier that you can know that your life is your life, and don't be scared to set your little clock and your little compass in your heart. There's a big connection between time and navigation, by the way. So time and navigation are integrally connected. So time and direction, time and navigation, time and maps. Very, very, very intertwined. Time and space time. So, but set your clock, your timeline, your goals, and your compass. Set them inside your mind and in your heart. It's yours. Don't let other people, whether it's the people that are closest to you, make you feel as though your job is to follow their path, or a path that they think is supposed to be your path. Let good, positive people encourage you and advise you. That's okay. But you have to learn how to distinguish between when somebody is giving good, objective advice and when they're trying to manipulate or make you feel a certain emotional way about what direction you're going, assuming it's a good direction. If it's unhealthy for you, if it's unhealthy for your body, if it's unhealthy for your mind, then that's your guide to tell you that this is not a good direction. You don't want to do things that are, and there's lots of philosophy and lots of things written in many books and Bibles and texts about really including modern health and wellness and things like that, although there's some things that obviously change, and there's a lot of stuff that you need to kind of be able to understand, that people will say things that's not correct about health and wellness and stuff like that. But there's a lot of good general knowledge that is not too hard to understand, and if you start doing things that where activities and substances and change your direction or your ability to stay on your path or to direct your own compass and follow your own compass, then that's a good indication that it's not healthy. It's essentially what sin is. Sin is things that are not, that hurt us or hurt other people. But mostly, if you just think about they hurt you, because typically if your actions hurt another person, ultimately they hurt yourself. I mean, so we obviously can get into some things about, well, what happens if I'm defending myself and stuff like that. Okay, well, that's the obvious. There's an obvious point to be made that you can defend yourself and those sorts of things. But I think you all understand that. But in good everyday living, we should be not hurting ourselves and not hurting other people, and we should be able to not feel as though just because other people don't understand the path or the milestones or things that we have laid out in front of us, that we shouldn't follow them. That's how a lot of people's ambitions get shortcutted, get undermined, is because people want to stop them before they can really get started or before they can get any momentum going. So you have to, know that maybe a lot of people don't understand that, you gotta go through some times if you have an ambition or a goal that aren't going to be paying off a lot in the early going. And a lot of people will just try to discourage you for that because they think everything's supposed to be instant. But there's a concept called delayed gratification. It's very important, and it's associated with long-term success and happiness, is being able to delay immediate gratification to put in the hard work. And there's a good economic sense behind that too, because it's a barrier for a lot of competition, so to speak. It's not that competition's so great. It's not that we should, in the economic sense, people will talk about competition as being this wonderful thing, and that's okay. You don't necessarily want to just create competition in your life for no reason, but there is a certain amount of, if you put in effort that other people won't put in, if you delay gratification where other people won't, on the other side of that, the rewards are great, because not as many people have done that, and therefore, you have greener pastures lots of times when you delay gratification. So all of those things, but just you set your own compass and your own clock for the things that you know are important in life and are good and wholesome. And there's goodness in everything, but maybe the goodness is in different quantities and different levels and different things, and so you set the compass in the right way, set it towards where there's more, the land of more goodness, the land of God, or the land of milk and honey, or whatever. It's been said lots of different ways. I love you, and have a wonderful Sunday.